Hello, welcome to the Nerd Council and Sounds Never. My name is Ludo.
My name is Timmy.
I'm Ryan.
And today we got a special guest.
Did you do so properly? I don't want to do so.
I didn't know it was part of the
Ross,
intro.
our creative director.
Creative director.
Yes, right, that's right.
You know,
so
we're starting off season 5 with a bang. We're getting off, you know.
Tell the people your name.
Tell them who you are.
My name's Roisin.
Hey.
And part of the Nerd Council.
Hey, good.
So, you
All right.
know how it goes. Season 5, right? We're going to be 3 years in on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
You know you always do this, right? You always forget that when this is released, it's in the future.
Yeah.
So what day
Oh,
was
this is
it?
on Tuesday.
So
So, yeah, we'll be 3 years in.
oh yeah, it's okay,
will be
right.
free.
Four's right. Okay.
Hey, man. A broken clock can be right 2 times a day, innit?
So Thursday will be the 12th.
Doesn't really swap. Yeah.
3 years in.
I want
3
presents. I want you to send me presents. I
How's
want
it been?
gifts.
It's been a journey, man. We're happy to
fun.
be here, you know.
It's been
It's
stressful.
been fun, stressful, you know.
It's been good.
It's been good though,
Very
man.
good.
And here's to more, you know. Here's to another 3 years.
Here's to another
What
3
you not getting me
years.
though?
Huh?
I want presents.
Yeah.
You get us a present.
No, whoa, no. I'm already paying for what you call it, freaking HBO Max, yeah. So I want presents.
yeah.
Oh, so you've accepted that now?
If you give me presents, I'll pay for it.
Okay, say no more.
Disney password soon coming.
Yeah. We got that sorted, right? There for Disney Pass, then HBO, and I'm sponging off both of you guys.
Alright, cool,
That's
fine.
it. Alright, cool. So get the poll up.
Poll results. Okay, cool. So we asked, which of these games would make for a good TV series? So 37% of people said GTA San Andreas, 23% of people said Zelda or is it
Ocarina
There we go.
of Time.
Ocarina of Time. 21% said Horizon Zero Dawn, and 19% said Watch Dogs.
This is poll came out because of the Last of Us adaptation.
Yeah,
innit?
yeah.
So
Okay.
So I think a GTA San Andreas game would be a bit like Narcos.
I don't think it would
I
work.
think it would be corny.
You don't think it would work?
No, I don't think it would work at
Why?
all.
Why?
I just like say if you're basing like the TV series on the game, following the story, the plot line, and that works well as a game, but I don't think it would translate well as a TV
But I don't
series.
think you have to follow it so exact. I think you can obviously do like based off.
But I just think the game is based off of TVs and films. So why would they? So stuff
it's
like that's
already
already
done.
been made. Do
Yes,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
it's
Like,
all- yeah.
it's like a satirical
Don't
like
think
commentary.
people are tired of the gang stuff already anyway?
Nah, I think it's one of those kind of things that, you know, if it's on, you'll watch it type thing. Do you know what I mean? I don't think you can really get bored of kind of gangster flicks and drugs and money.
It
And
doesn't as long as it's done right.
Yeah.
If it's done well, then
If it's
you won't
funny.
be bored, innit? But me personally,
Okay, having said that, would you want it to be funny? Would you want it to be like a serious type?
No, I would want it to have
a
like
drama.
I would want it to have charm. Sorry, like I would want
Okay.
it to be like, do you know what I mean? Like witty, like
Yeah.
clever. Like
Okay.
you want to be like shocked that you're laughing at dark.
Who's
stuff or something like
actually
that.
going to adapt The Last of Us? Who's
HBO.
actually taking
HBO.
Yeah, so
taking over everything, isn't
No,
it?
I just don't think it. I don't like it, man.
it's gonna be freaking The Walking Dead.
Nah, it would be better than Walking Dead. But like Walking Dead's
Whoa.
like B.
No, but The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead is like B.
No, but if you think of Walking Dead when it first
Walking Dead
started,
it is
Yeah.
though. The
Walking Dead's
Walking
like-
Dead is
it's like
very
a soap.
mediocre, innit? It's mid. Man.
Well, now
And
it's
they know
mediocre.
it.
now it's mid.
But when
It
you
wasn't.
think of zombie,
It wasn't.
when you think of zombie literature, you think of Walking Dead.
Yeah, but that's only because they've been like
Yeah, they pretty much
prominent.
the
They're the only
only-
ones
yeah,
there,
they're the
kind of
ones,
thing.
yeah.
They've
They've done it-
dominated.
they've
They've
done it
Resident
well.
Evil, Resident Evil.
No, but see,
Yeah, but
when it comes
that's
to TV,
28 days. Okay,
when it comes to TV,
When it comes to
TV.
TV. Like, yeah, like I think obviously it will be good, but I just don't think it's necessary. But when I asked I asked the poll question to my office, and a lot of people said Horizon Zero Dawn. They would like to see that. If any of you played
That
that,
would
I've
be
not played it,
interesting.
so I
That would
don't-
be
I don't-
it's
interesting.
very good. It's very like
It's got a good story. It's got a good story.
I would like to see Zelda. Like, even if it was like an anime film or something like that, I think it would be quality.
But
Like,
that would
sense
that'd
as
be a lot
animated.
easier to make if it was
Yeah.
like if it was animated because it would be very hard
Definitely.
to do live action.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the type of thing
expensive.
people
But
tend to get wrong
if
when they
you-
try to make it in live action.
Somebody made a live action trailer for oh my goodness, I forgot the sequel's name of it. But yeah, they made like a really good live action trailer, and it did look cool.
Yeah.
And it was like the idea of it would be like,
You know, it's so
maybe it
crazy
could work.
how people like grassroots level
YouTube.
people can make a better product when it comes to anime.
It's like a
and
Have
fan,
you
yeah.
seen? Have
the
you seen
Naruto one?
No, the Naruto one.
Kakashi and Obito are fighting.
No, I've seen that one, but have you seen the My Hero Academia one?
No.
Is it good?
Oh, so there's a fan made
Yeah.
My Hero Academia like a
What, live action?
live action.
Yeah.
Like I
They're
think it's like
always
a
a bit
5-minute
naff,
film,
like when it's-
5-minute film, whatever it is. But they've got like all these like quirks and stuff, and
Yeah,
it's sick.
but there's even like obviously there's the Nightwing one. Everyone knows about the guy,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Nightwing, the live action, and there's also one which was fan made. It was a live action Halo thing.
I've seen that one.
It was
Yeah.
and it's fair play to them. Like to look at they're that good with the limited resources that they have.
You remember the Power Rangers live action that came out?
Yeah,
remember that one?
the future one, innit?
The future one that kind of adulty.
That was crazy. That one was crazy.
I don't think I've seen it.
I'll send you the link.
The Zelda one was Majora's Mask, if anybody knows what that is. So that's a really cool game. It's like they made like a live action. They made the intro of the game pretty much, and it's pretty cool. Like it's cool. So.
I think out of all the games on this, I think Watch Dogs would work the best, personally.
2. I like to see Watch Dogs 2, not Watch Dogs
Why?
1, because Watch Dogs 1 is lame.
Watch Dogs
The
2 is
character.
lame.
No, it's a bit cooler, man. It's got drones and young people in it.
Okay. Now that you said that, okay, I can see that.
And more representation.
Okay, true.
Yeah.
So what would be like a BBC 3 flick?
Something like that, yeah, something like that.
Even
You know.
if
It could work. It could work. It
Yeah,
definitely
like
work.
I feel like Watch Dogs 1 was just so lame. Like it was so like.
I really enjoyed
cool.
one though. I didn't
Oh,
like
I didn't
2.
care. Like when it's his daughter's birthday or something, and he's in the garden and he's hiding behind the tree, and he's just
that.
like, and his daughter comes up to him. And it's
I played 1, but not 2. But I enjoyed it though. I don't think it was that bad. So
Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to be.
Okay. Let
mean
me be honest. The reason I don't like 2, so there's this one mission I could not finish.
So you left it.
So I left it.
That's your own problem.
And
That's your
over
own
time, I just thought like, fuck
your own
this game.
problem.
Do you know what? I might actually get it so I can finish it.
I've never bought a game that I couldn't complete in it.
I think it's the only game I haven't finished. Just for that one fucking
Ryan
mission.
is just like pro player, bro. I've never
You know
bought a
what it
game.
is, yeah?
I've never
If you
bought a
can't
game I
complete the
haven't
mission,
been able to.
No, I would just lower the difficulty if I had to.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. You know the
But see, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
What, so-
I don't think there's anything
Yeah,
wrong
I'll
with
do the
that.
exact same thing.
Man, you gotta do it
I'm
with
not
a
letting
game.
you beat me.
Or
Sorry.
if I'm playing Batman Arkham, or if I'm playing any type of game and I get to a puzzle and I can't do it, first thing, YouTube.
Google, yes,
YouTube.
every
Walk
time.
through.
I don't care. Who's gonna check me? Who's gonna
It's not
check
that I
me?
can't do it, but the game is gonna get done.
There we go. Done. Finished. All right.
Moving on to news.
News. All right. So the new James Bond film, No Time to Die, has been pushed back for November release because of the virus.
Because of the virus.
The virus.
Coronavirus, man. That virus, man.
Bro, it's caused so many problems.
It caused so many
man.
problems, but the thing is, it hasn't been that deadly.
Do you know what? I think it's the rate in which it's spreading is the issue. And I think it's where it is and all these kind of hotbeds for it kind of breeding and building.
Yeah.
Like obviously they've had to cancel things like I think E3 is on the potentially being cancelled.
A lot of like cons.
A lot
innit?
of cons and stuff is going to be cancelled. I think watch like Comic Con will get cancelled. You watch because all these kind of places where it can breed and fester and stuff like that. But all right, going to the actual topic itself though. Was
About-
anyone
are
actually
you
going to
lot-
watch the new James Bond film?
It would probably have been my first James Bond film I've probably going to see. I don't like James Bond.
Really? Why?
I don't like it. It's not for me. I feel like it's not for me.
I don't watch James Bond's movies in cinema. I watch it at home for the most
You
part.
watch it at home?
Yeah.
I feel like it would be.
Yeah, on ITV too. Yeah.
TV2. Come like the mummy.
Yeah.
No, I would go and watch a James Bond movie in cinema, but typically when I've watched them, it's been like at home or whatever.
I think the last Bond film I saw in cinema was Quantum of Solace, and that was no, tell a lie, Skyfall. I saw Skyfall in cinema.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I didn't go watch any of them, but I've watched them all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Same. man.
It's had so many problems. I feel like it's a cursed film. Like he broke a limb during production. There was loads of there was something that happened. I'm sure on set they've had like catastrophes and stuff like that. It's been mad. It's been like just because I had to do research for a video, and it's been like one thing after the other, and now this has happened. Like we were talking about it last week when you said about films don't get pushed back. Remember you said that in the
we
last
did,
podcast,
yeah.
and then this is it's like the first film ever to be like pushed back, like
Yeah.
Like
a game.
significantly pushed back.
Haven't Marvel come out and said something about they're gonna try their hardest to not delay anything because of it?
I haven't seen that. Have they said that?
I've read something along those lines.
Disney ain't playing, bro. We said, we don't care
Disney
about
said,
the
you got one.
We're meeting up
You got one.
Nah, cool. Ryan will like this one. New images of the Batmobile.
What you gonna say?
Wait, I was gassed when I saw that. I really like it because there's such a stark contrast. The other two have
Well,
essentially...
tanks, innit? Yeah, essentially
They've,
tanks,
yeah, not that I didn't like them,
Yeah.
but
But
to
it's
see
different,
something
yeah, it's
so
completely
different.
different.
And it actually looks really nice, but it looks more like a car.
You're probably gonna hate me for this. I think the image itself or the images themselves made the car nicer than it was.
How could you possibly say that?
I'm just saying, like the color grading and the way they did it, like made the car. I need to see the car.
the red.
So
Like-
you mean because of the way the photos have been taken, there's stills...
makes the car look.
and you think maybe different when you see it actually...
Yeah,
I can't believe they
some
actually
of
gave
that was
Batman a
disappointing.
Hellcat though, bruv. That's like the Atlanta rapper starter car. That's what they gave him.
But remember when we first saw the Dark Knight like Batmobile.
Yeah.
I felt like everyone was like, I don't know about you, but when I first saw it, I was a bit like, what the fuck?
Everyone was like, what the fuck
that?
is this? Yeah, I remember.
It's just chubby, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
it was bad. It was
Like,
huge.
wham.
Which is weirdly shaped and had like bumps all over.
Yeah,
it.
like,
Yeah,
it was-
but then now I feel like it's because it's kind of like that in the game now, like in Dark Knight.
Knight?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like in Arkham Knight when
Yeah.
you've got the car, like
But I think the car's nicer in Arkham Knight. Than,
yeah, of course, but it's reminiscent of the film, like so. I
Yeah.
think maybe it's just something we need to get used to, and then once we see it in action, we're gonna be like, yeah, that's the car.
Or
Do you get what I mean?
Would
Like,
you not prefer like the classic kind of sleek,
it's long
car with like the
Long,
bat wings
fat
at the
car.
Or
end?
the one like Michael Keaton and George Clooney were using, yeah.
It looks like their legs were
they
in
look
the
ridiculous.
engine. Yeah,
they look, come on, they look silly.
Aerodynamic.
Yeah, everyone, yeah,
Aerodynamic.
Ah,
You're like,
okay.
how far do you want to go? I feel like you're trapped over there.
No. I'll wait for the picture.
Mark Ruffalo says lack of diversity in Marvel films almost made Feige quit.
I
I think I just,
I don't believe it.
I'm saying that. Yeah,
you know what?
I don't
read-
believe
you know,
it.
okay, so when I read it, I was like, okay, I respect Feige. Then I kind of let it simmer.
I don't believe
Let
him.
it simmer. I was like,
He's a
you're
businessman.
chatting shit. You're chatting
So
shit.
you're telling me he was actually going to walk away from it
He
all?
was not gonna fucking walk
No
away from
chance.
Bart. After he meticulously planned all these years and all these films,
Yeah, exactly.
and then lack of diversity. Nah.
No,
Yeah, no, I don't believe it.
Maybe in like the early talking stages before he kind of gave them the plan that he wanted or for the films he wanted stuff. Maybe then, but I doubt from like when he set things in motion.
I wonder why. What prompted him to say this? Does anyone know? Is there any
I
context?
think it was just an interview. No, because I think it was an interview for the new film Mark Ruffalo is starring in. I can't remember what it's called.
Dark Water.
That's the one, yeah.
I like Mark Ruffalo a lot. Like, he's one of my favourite actors.
I think it's one of them things. It's kind of like diversity talk. It's becoming kind of like a thing you just say just to keep people happy. You don't actually,
But
you don't actually,
my point is, like, as I said, because I like him a lot, I just wondered why he went. It's like, what was his,
what kind of
what was his
brought
angle?
up
What was his
Because
angle,
he's
yeah.
very liberal.
Yeah.
Well,
He's
he appears
he's
to be
very
very
liberal.
a Democrat. So like he kind of gets stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was just wondering, is he trying to make him more humane or I don't know? Do you know what I mean?
I don't think he has to. But
But the thing
obviously,
is, I don't think Kevin Feige was
Good
going
point.
that far to quit though. Quit a job because it wasn't diverse. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't necessarily diversity doesn't necessarily affect him because people that look like him are still being seen in those movies. So why would he care about to that extent?
well, I don't know because maybe
I might be
he-
skeptical, but I don't think he
Well,
cared enough to quit.
maybe
man. Sorry.
Yeah,
It's
no,
nice
no.
to think.
Yeah,
that-
Yeah, but I don't think I'm
It's-
being
it-
skeptical.
Yeah,
I don't
for
wanna
me,
say-
it's not really believable, innit?
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
not
really
believable.
believable.
Yeah, I
but
was a bit like, well,
if he'd said something along the lines of he's been frustrated at it and he wants to try and change it, then I would
I
have probably
believe
just
that,
taken
but
that.
say I'll
believe
go
it.
out my way to quit.
Yeah,
But maybe,
Come on, man.
but maybe he could. Maybe it could have been a thing where he's like he sees the importance of diversity, and if people aren't willing to back him on that, then obviously it's not a project for him to be invested in. Well, I don't think we'll ever really know.
I
but
personally don't see him
I
walking away from Marvel,
Personally,
bro.
I agree. I don't see him walking away from such a big thing.
I've
like Marvel,
I've always said
but-
I personally don't think Marvel have done well with it at all, innit? And I said him specifically, innit? I said I don't believe it because it's taken us this long to get to a point of where we are. If he believed in that so much, then you would have seen it earlier.
I
in
mean,
the
or
movies.
maybe his tune must have changed since Black Panther, innit? Or the amount of money he's made off of.
I
it.
think it's also you have to also take into consideration the industry and the pushback and stuff like that because there's definitely a lack of belief of like if you compare black cinema to stand animation cinema,
Yeah.
there's that.
I don't think
There's that
people
issue
even
there.
expected Black Panther
Exactly,
to do as well as
yeah.
it did.
So-
I think a lot of people in Hollywood were shocked when
Yeah.
Black Panther
Oh,
was
yeah.
released.
100%.
Yeah.
They
They even
were.
say, black movies can travel now, as they say. Black movies always could travel, but they always use that as the
Yeah.
moniker to not produce black movies because they said, well, movies, it doesn't travel, it doesn't translate well into like other markets. But clearly Black Panther showed it does.
Yeah.
Moving on, Justice League Dark Apocalypse War trailer.
I haven't watched the trailer.
Oh, why, bro?
You're so
What do you mean?
anti-trailer,
Like,
bro.
you know I don't watch
Yeah,
trailers.
but come on, you gotta watch it for this, man.
Why?
Well, I haven't seen
You
it.
watch
You ever seen it?
Thank you. See, another person-
I watched it, obviously, with the trailer, yeah.
Soz.
I really enjoyed it. It's kind of like they finally like Superman's like we got to kill Apocalypse with that. I kind of out of the ordinary to sound like for him, but like whoa,
So
not
when-
sound like Superman. But I'm kind of like surprised that have they already faced
This
Apocalypse?
is what I'm gonna
as
say.
well?
So when
Did
we
you say Superman?
Yeah,
I thought it was
so when
Justice
we-
League Dark.
yeah, but
Dark, yeah.
everyone's in it.
Everyone's in it.
The dark,
It's like- it's like
Justice League,
someone's-
Justice League, and the Justice League villains. They're like teaming up to help save the Earth and like to fight Apocalypse.
basically Justice League Endgame.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
Basically.
It's boring though, man. That's boring, innit? You know I love DC. I love the animated stuff, yeah? Justice League Dark. If you're going to make a movie about Justice League Dark, have Justice League Dark. Don't bring Batman into it. Don't bring Superman into it because they're not part of the Justice League
But
Dark.
Batman was in the last Justice League Dark movie.
Yeah, I know, and I didn't like it because
Fair
of that.
enough.
Like, if you're gonna do a movie on a Justice League, do a movie on a Justice League. If you can do one on Justice League Dark, do one on them. Like,
I think people
Batman
need
doesn't have to be in it.
I know, but
Superman
I think
doesn't
people
have to
need
be
a
in it.
connection, something something that they know to connect with the movie.
I don't think so.
With Justice League Dark.
No, I don't. Okay, again, I don't think so. I think with Justice League Dark, I think with the DC animated stuff, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
So you know if it's a Justice League Dark film, you know exactly what characters are involved, who's going to be in it. I think.
But it's just like any DC animated movie, you could. You know Batman's in it. No matter what, Batman's in it. He doesn't have to be... Like, I'm a massive Batman fan.
Yeah.
But he's in a lot of it.
Chill, innit?
Okay, Candyman trailer. Who's seen that?
Quality.
I watched it yesterday night. I was so scared. I want to go to sleep, bro.
I'm-
And the thing is, Candyman, that I actually grew up on being scared of that. Like, I was like, nah, don't play games. Like, my cousin tried to... I'm like, I'll literally fight my cousin and try to say that in the mirror. Like, I believe that stuff was real. So, see that trailer was
The
scary
black
as well.
horror. The black
I don't
horror.
really watch horror movies.
Jordan
like
Peele
that.
is in his bag, bruv. He's in his bag. He's turning classic songs into scary songs.
I don't know how he does it, but
Like, I'm scared to listen to I got 5 on it now. Now I'm scared to say my
Mate,
name.
I went after I saw Us.
Yeah, us, yeah.
I got on the bus and I'm sitting there and it's really quiet and I can hear the song.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
swear.
I
No. Swear to God. I swear to God.
No.
And then I turned behind me, some guys listening to the song and I was
no.
like, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
What are the odds? It's so
I
spooky,
got
innit?
5 on it.
So
I was just like...
I watched the film and I walked home. Yeah. So I get to my bottom of my street
Yeah.
and I'm listening to the soundtrack because I would just watch the film in it,
Mm-hmm.
and then the lights on my street go off, and I'm like, shit. what
So,
the fuck?
Ryan, you said you didn't see it. Have you seen any of them? Like,
No, I don't really watch horrors because...
It's more thrillers, though, isn't it?
It's-
Thrillers.
they're
No,
like
it's definitely horror.
psychological
Definitely
horror.
See
thriller.
that I'd be like...
So you
I'd be more...
ain't watch Get Out?
No, man. I don't...
Very telling.
You haven't seen Get Out?
No,
Very
I don't...
Wow, very telling.
Very.
It's not at
Very
all, though, is
telling.
it? It's not at all, though, is it?
No, it's very telling.
It's very telling.
If you watch the movie, you understand why it's very telling.
When I thought, I remember when I saw Get Out, like I was like, this is like, it was like one of the best things ever. Like I was like, I cannot wait to see
I was not
this.
expecting that. It was such a good film.
But this film was directed by Nina
Neil DaCosta.
Yeah, so it's cool. Like I appreciate what Peele is
Did, yeah.
doing because he's not like, he's doing a lot of good. He's making a lot of moves, and he's like,
and he's not
have
just
you-
taking over
Yeah,
someone else's project as well.
He's producing. I don't know if any of you watched his. He's got a YouTube series as well. It's about like the future. He kind of co-produced and co-wrote
Oh,
some
the
stuff.
what's it called?
Yeah,
The
I'm sorry, I forgot
I
what.
just know about K. I just know about K and Peele.
I watched
Is it
Key
the
and
Twilight
Peele.
Zone?
Key and Peele's quality.
I watched Key and
Sorry?
Peele.
the Twilight Zone, isn't it?
Yeah,
like he
it's like-
revamped the Twilight Zone.
But then
innit?
he also, he revamped the Twilight, or he's revamping. Maybe I don't know if
One of
it's-
the two.
Yeah, one of the two. But he's just making cool stuff, and I think he's a good representation for young black writers who want to
Definitely,
do something different.
definitely.
Do you know what I mean? Like I think it's really good. Like I rate him.
It's weird how he's gone from being like a
comedy guy,
comedian
yeah,
to
comedian.
investing
But if
in.
you watch Key and Peele, like I'm a really big fan.
Yeah, same.
I've been watching it since the beginning. He knows genre so well.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
is so like tuned in because he went to a really good film school. So like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So like if you're gonna watch a horror film, I'd say watch
his,
that.
yeah.
I'd say
Yeah,
watch
definitely.
one of his because he's quality.
And I love how his horror films are not just I think there's always multifaceted and
Yeah, so this
and
one's gonna be
layers
about-
to it, there's
Yeah.
layers
This
to
one's
it,
gonna be about
It's not just, okay, I'm scared,
gentrification.
you go home.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that he's took the Candyman and he's made it relevant. And he's made it.
Oh, into today's world,
it makes sense of why the Candyman would be relevant in 2020. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's
Like,
what I like about the projects Peele works on, because he kind of he modernizes it in such a way that it makes it real. Like the
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
he's made so far is almost near believable. And I
Yeah.
think that's what you want from like a horror thriller film.
So if I was going to watch a horror, it would be something like that. 'Cause I don't
Yeah.
watch them at all, just because I don't really like them.
I get
But then when
yeah.
you say there's layers to it and that it makes
No,
you
it's
think,
cool,
it is,
man.
rather than it just trying to be
Trying
scary.
to scare you,
Honestly,
That's why I don't watch it.
Clever.
No, it's not just
Distracting.
it's not. There is a fear element to
Yeah.
it, but it's a believable fear element.
it's clever.
Yeah.
and it's cleverly done.
It's clever.
I would definitely say watch Get Out, watch Us.
You appreciate it.
I see what you think of it.
Mate, he's becoming like his own auteur. Like he's becoming his own thing.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
He needs to win awards. We'll
Yeah,
see.
he does.
Soon,
he does.
soon, innit?
All right. Final Fantasy VII Remake demo was released. Did anyone play it?
I've downloaded it. I'll play it tomorrow, but you can spoil it for me because I'm an uncle. If anyone's played it,
I've not played it, but I've heard that the gameplay is amazing.
I had a friend who got it and he pre-ordered the game after he played it.
A lot of people did.
Yeah, I pre-ordered it straight away.
A few people at work. Literally, that's all they were talking about is
Yeah.
about how good the gameplay was. 'Cause
No.
haven't they changed it from it
Yeah,
being
so
like
it's very
turn-based?
Yeah,
swish.
yeah.
It's very like
It's
you
very
can-
fluid, very much like a normal like standard RPG. Like
Yeah.
I remember I played the early release demo a few months back,
Mm-hmm.
and then compared to this one, like it's a full on like level. You can fully like
How
use
long
cloud.
is it? About an hour?
Yeah, about an hour.
about an hour.
Full on like demo.
The
And
demo's out.
Yeah, it's nice.
it's not a short thing at all. Like
That's a lot of content for a demo.
Mate,
with a challenging boss battle at the end of it as well.
They
Like
want to
it's
give
not
you, they want people to invest in this game because it's going to be like season. Is it going to be seasonal? So it'll be like released over time.
I think so. Yeah, so like multi-disc type thing. Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I'm very excited for it. It'll be after Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal. That's what I'm going to be playing.
What is the hype with Animal Crossing?
Because it's
I don't get
quality.
it.
Did you see this? I keep
I love it.
Explain it to me.
I don't even know what it is.
Explain it.
It's like
Nintendo
a, do you
game.
know what?
Explain
Like,
it though.
it's like an internet kid.
It's like Nintendo.
if you like, it's like Nintendo.
Is it
No,
like
it ain't. Don't say so
explain the hype. Explain the hype.
Educate us.
Bruv, like, what's it about Animal Crossing? I don't know. Like, it was like I think it's a nostalgia thing for everyone. Like, Nintendo gonna make mad money. Like, they've released it at the right time because everyone's on that nostalgia hype. I think it's an internet thing as well. Like, there's a lot of like the community behind it, and now that we can all talk together on Twitter and like the memes that are coming out of it.
I've seen
They're
them.
like, there's quality stuff. Like, I can't deny, like, I genuinely am a big fan of it. Like, I used to play Wild Worlds. I didn't have a Nintendo 64, so I only had a DS. But I don't know, there's just something about it. The charm, like collecting stuff, building your city. Like, I don't know, I just like it. Like, it's like, there's something kind of like there's a character called Tom Nook. And he's a bit like, he's cute, but then he's a bit like a pimp. Like he wants his money. Like he wants you to give his money. Like it's cool. Like I'm probably not gonna convince you lot to play it.
Do you know what? If someone sends me a copy, I'll play it. But
I'm not spending my own money.
I don't get that.
give it
Because I was
out.
really struggling to get the hype because like the internet just took over when they announced the
Animal Crossing.
Yeah, and I was like,
whoa,
I guess it's a bit like Pokemon. Like Nintendo's communities are like they're loyal, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like a
definitely,
cult
definitely,
thing. Do you know what I mean?
definitely,
I feel
yeah.
like
Certainly.
you Super Smash Bros. The same thing. I don't get that. Like I'm not really a Super Smash Bros. Player. Like I'm crap at it. Like really bad. But I don't know. Like it's just it's a Nintendo thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
true.
Go on.
Okay, I can never say this guy's name. Taika Waititi. Is
You said it correct.
Is that it? Cool,
Taika
fine.
Waititi.
Cool. Will write, direct, and executive produce 2 animated series based on the works of Roald Dahl.
Yeah.
Which works exactly though.
So they
quality.
said it's going to be a remake of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm bored of trying to
Do you know what I was just about to say this? So,
Yeah.
so the first one's
Yeah.
going to be Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
The second one's going to be all about the Oompa Loompas, about the origin story and stuff.
So it's still about Charlie.
So it's
Yeah,
still about
it's
Charlie and the
about
Chocolate
Charlie.
Factory, which essentially has been done so many
many
times.
times.
I get what you mean.
We know the story.
I get you, lot.
We get the fantasy behind it. I kind
He's
of.
a really good writer.
He is a really good writer.
and
He's a really
he's
good.
very funny.
Growing
is.
up through like primary school,
Roald Dahl was
literally, that's
the...
all I read.
Yeah,
Like,
Roald Dahl.
I've read all. Yeah, I've read all of his books. I loved them.
My
They were
favourite
like
one was the
my
Peach one, the Big Peach, that one.
James.
James and Giant Peach.
Giant.
Yeah.
Mine was the one with I think it was the Twits, the Grumpy Twits or
Yeah,
something.
it's quality. Yeah, that one's quality. It would have been good to see him do that, like recreate different stories.
Yeah,
of
as
him.
opposed to one
Like,
that's been-
make them relevant again. Do you know what I mean? I feel
I've
like
seen so many challenge factory in movies or whatever, and the spoofs or whatever, like on Family Guy or whatever. So I'm tired of Charlie Factory. Everything to do with Charlie Factory, I'm tired of it.
It's overdone. It's
I
overdone.
was even so invested. I used to buy the chocolate, try to win myself, bro.
I don't even think that's Roald Dahl's best book, personally. But-
Would you say it's most iconic?
no,
definitely-
Matilda. I think Matilda's the most iconic for me personally.
yeah, maybe.
Like,
Matilda's Roald Dahl.
No, I think
I think the older
Matilda. What's up?
Matilda, wait.
Matilda's Roald Dahl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Oh, what
yeah.
about Matilda? Like,
Matilda with the brain powers and stuff. Yeah, Matilda. And Miss Trunchbull. Yeah. That's Matilda.
She
Yeah.
makes the pancakes.
Miss Trunchbull. Yeah.
I didn't
And the
realize that was. I
choking,
didn't
yeah.
realize that was Roald Dahl.
I didn't know
It's
that's
Roald
Roald
Dahl.
Dahl.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay,
had no
so
idea. movie,
Matilda or
classic.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? What's more iconic? I'm saying
Matilda.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Matilda.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, 100%, bro.
Matilda.
No chance.
Matilda.
Matilda had powers,
Mrs. D, Mrs.
Yeah, but that's not what we're asking. What's more iconic as a story?
I know.
If you ask me who I prefer, I'm going to say Matilda as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
But Charlie and the
say
Chocolate
Charlie
Factory is more
Factory. I know
iconic.
It's been adapted more in pop culture. I say Charlie Factory, right?
No, Matilda has got like memes and stuff, bruv. Like,
What, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? No.
Exactly.
Nah, I think I have to agree with Ryan. I get
Augustus
what you,
Gloop, bro.
I get where you're
Oompa
coming
Loompas.
from. I get where you're coming from. I do, but like,
We've seen adaptations in was it Futurama, Family Guy. We've seen
yeah, I
different, you
think
know.
I think
Okay,
Matilda.
okay.
The
Two
film
movies.
is good.
Exactly,
Yeah.
2 movies.
okay, fine.
The
Johnny
film
Depp.
is very good, but yeah,
Technically 3, but we're
Matilda.
together.
but he has to eat all the cake.
Go on.
Let's see
You can do
Bruce.
it, Bruce. You can do it, Bruce.
Fat That's long.
He loved it.
He loved that kid. He loved that kid.
I watched it last
If Matilda's on, I will watch it.
I watched it like last.
He's always coming on like Channel 5 as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I watched it last month, and Bruce, he's rude, so he deserved to be like, he was like a little brat.
Yeah, but Miss Trunchbull was evil though.
Yeah, fair enough. But like Bruce had an attitude problem. I was like, eat that cake.
That coffee thing she had, she used to throw the kid in there.
What, the chokey?
The choke.
Yeah, that's it.
With the nails.
Oh, man.
Austin has not come to this squad day.
That's quality.
She is Ofsted. Nintendo was hesitant about Mario being in Super Smash Bros. Originally. What?
Yeah, literally when they first made Super Smash Bros. Yeah, Nintendo were very hesitant because that was around the time the Mortal Kombat thing when they said it was too violent.
Yeah.
And plus they didn't want Mario being in a
fighting
situation. It's a fighting game. They don't see all he does is just jump on people, jump on turtles, whatever.
That's the one thing I don't get about Super Smash Bros. Like I was like, they just all fight. Like for Nintendo, I feel like it's very out of character.
Yeah.
So like when I read
that's
that,
why Nintendo was like,
like,
they didn't want Mario because he was seen as the biggest catch.
Yeah.
But look at
It
it now.
seemed too left field. But looking at that, it was a great decision. But
Yeah.
at the start, they're very like, we're not sure.
That makes a lot of sense. I didn't even think of it like that.
And you know what literally does? Literally like boycotts for Mortal Kombat as well. It was
Yeah,
it got
but
that,
like, Mortal Kombat was banned. Yeah,
it was
like
banned.
it was like a big deal. Like,
Banned where?
It was a big deal. Like there
Really?
it was because it was an R-rated game, and I'm talking about like when it first came out.
Yeah.
Like it was all over the like US. Like the government tried to stop it and shit like that. It was one of those big games that were like,
Because it's so
too
gory as
violent.
well, bro. It was so
This
too
is not
violent.
good. Like, and I feel like they only could release certain death animations afterwards.
Right. Yeah.
So like you didn't get to see everything, or there was a version
And
that
it was kind of like the first of its time as well. Again, being that gory as well.
Like,
The
to
way
be
it
that
hit-
gory.
It hit like the
But it's
mainstream
so
so
basic.
much.
You look at it now, so basic.
It's
Now,
basic, yeah.
now you got
Pull
put
up
up
like-
your spines and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
How many times has something happened and you just say fatality?
Yeah.
Fatality.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Finish
Mortal,
it.
Mortal Kombat
Are you
was
good
like
at
the
Mortal
first.
Kombat, Ryan?
I'm sick at Mortal Kombat.
Fair
Of
enough.
course he is. Of course you fucking are. Of course.
I'm not like I really wish I was good, but I'm just
No,
not.
with
You know what I'm
platform
sick at?
fighting games
Okay.
like that, I'm good to get in grips with it.
Tekken.
Yeah.
I'm sick at Tekken.
Yeah, I was better at Tekken, but Tekken's slow.
Yeah,
Actually, the
Tekken
thing
is-
is, I wasn't good at Tekken,
mad
but I was
slow.
good with Eddie. I just kick.
Soul
Low
Calibur.
kick.
It is. I'm
Do you
kind
play
of.
Soul
I can take
Calibur?
that.
No,
No,
I think it's Soul Calibur, yeah.
Yeah, I like Soul Calibur. It's
I'm
fast.
kind of like Ludo. I'll find one character in it.
Yeah, and just spam him.
And kind of just
Yeah.
No, I think that's what you're supposed to do. I think that's what my issue was to begin with like
You got
platform
to,
games.
yeah,
You
you
gotta-
got to get.
I thought you got to learn all the characters.
No,
Yeah.
You got to focus
that's
on
how my
like one or
character
two.
works for me, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
one
was
or
like
two.
with Super Smash Bros. Lucario, that was my favorite character. It worked to me. I start with Lucario.
Like,
just
the
shit
best
at
way
that
to do
game,
it is if you find a few characters,
I'm better
and,
with it
and
on
if you're
Wii.
fighting someone,
On a Wii,
you
then
fight
there's
them over the
Switch.
course of like 3 different fights with 3 different characters,
Yeah.
and you save your character, the one that you use for last, innit?
Yeah,
That's how I do it. Or I've always done it with my brother.
I've got to practice.
me too.
Ben Affleck now calls for the release of the Justice League Snyder
Just
Cut.
release it. At this point, just release it. Do you know, I can't lie.
Now Batman's called for it.
I'm low
Now
key.
Batman.
Batman no more.
Now
Oh, yeah,
Batman's
Batman's
all
more, but,
for
you
it.
know.
Low key tired of hearing about the Snyder Cut. Just fucking release it or don't. I don't care at this point. I genuinely don't care. Like, excuse me. Like, everyone's just talking about it. And it's like,
It's long.
One of them
innit?
got to leak it. It's got
Someone's got to
something
take it. Someone's got to take it into their own hands.
Yeah,
just release
and
it.
leak
Just
it.
release it. Like, we know it's there. We know it exists.
Or someone hack something, man.
Yeah, exactly, because literally Warner Brothers, they're not going to release it. We need someone to leak it.
I mean, people can hack OnlyFans. Might as well hack for
exactly, bro.
Slap the couch,
Right,
bro.
bro.
Mental. So what do you think? What do you think we're gonna gain from seeing it? Like, do you think what would
I think it'll put
Closure.
things to bed and
Closure.
closure. Yeah.
It's fan shit. It's definitely
Fair
fan
enough.
service.
Yeah, like so if people finally watch it, like, okay, they're like, oh, it was crap as well. Fair enough, we can finally see the movie. No matter who's directing it, it was gonna be crap anyway.
Yeah.
It gives us closure. It feels good to see. Finally, you should have listened to Zach and let him follow through his vision. It gives us that closure, I guess.
Fair enough.
People be leaking the wrong thing. They don't want to hack student loans. They don't want to hack this, but they don't hack OnlyFans, bro.
OnlyFans
I need my student loans.
and Gymshark.
You were clearly
Yeah.
student
And
debt.
Gymshark.
You're
Gymshark
actually
as well.
EA servers, EA
Gymshark.
servers got hacked the other day, yeah.
What did they
What?
do?
Swear down. Where?
EA servers, this Lizard Squad or whatever, hacked EA servers in it, and it basically switched their servers off in it, as in like protest against them or whatever because of like the community or whatever. But also
yeah,
it meant
yeah.
that we couldn't play games in it.
Yeah.
They said we're sorry, but we're turning them off in a protest against EA in it. Yeah. But instead of turning their servers off so we can't play, why don't you just give us free packs? Give away their stuff.
It's true. But then again,
Yeah,
Yeah,
what was
you're
the
right, yeah,
point? Yeah.
yeah.
Or maybe they just did it just
Minor
to
morality
prove a
of it.
point, maybe. Or,
Yeah, it was to prove a point.
Yeah, but
okay. Black Panther
Winston
star.
Duke and Baku.
Oh, M'Baku wants to be a villain in
The sequel, the Black Panther sequel.
No, doesn't
No,
make sense.
man.
Doesn't make sense.
Why would he start off, okay, he's not fucking with the rest of the Wakanda. Now now you're my brother, I'll die with you. Now to be a villain again. Nah,
I think over a period of time it could work because with M'Baku, essentially, what he cares about most is Wakanda.
True. Okay.
So if he felt like what the Black Panther was doing wasn't in the best interest, or say for example he now thinks that T'Challa is spending too much time with the Avengers away from Wakanda, and he's having to protect it in place of him.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, there could be conflict there.
Yeah.
But don't you think he was a bit too funny? Like, a bit too goofy to be all of a sudden be a villain?
I think the thing is, we found him funny, but I don't think he was meant to be funny.
I personally, I didn't find him funny, but there were funny moments with him. Definitely.
Funny moments with him is what I meant.
Yeah.
And not necessarily the whole trope of him, but I feel like there was a little bit of you were meant to warm to him by the end of it.
Yeah.
Like, I think,
definitely, yeah.
Because he started off obviously like, they said that he was, I don't know, like a like a warrior and whatever. He was supposed to be intimidated, but then there was like a little flip on it. So I just feel like making him a villain.
But at least, I'd probably say all Marvel villains have some sort of
He
humor
could go
in it anyway.
either way, I guess.
I think maybe not villain, maybe anti-hero.
Oh, anti-hero.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Could
I like
work.
the idea.
Because obviously, like,
The thing
Because he's not cold,
it's
like-
annoying though because so many villains get reduced to anti-hero.
Yeah, okay.
So many villains get reduced to that, and it's like they're either one or the other. So it's annoying, isn't it? I wouldn't mind seeing him as a villain, but there's other people that I'd rather see as a villain first. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
There's I'd rather have, say, Namor or Kraven or someone as a villain than
Craven would be sick. Craven would be, I think, yeah, I'd rather Craven than Namor, personally, at this point. But, okay, what's next? Hunter x Hunter first Funko Pops are live.
Have you seen them?
No, but I want to buy them.
They're so
What the hell?
cool, man. They're so
Do you like
cute.
Funko Pops, right?
I don't collect, but I was looking at the news earlier and I thought to myself, Hunter x Hunter Funko Pops, that's something that I would genuinely buy, innit? There's certain
would
ones
buy
that
that.
I would have to buy. I would say, yeah, I want
I
that.
ordered a Goku eating noodles one, so that's on its way.
That's cute.
How many have you got now?
That's cute.
Oh god, 3, 6, 9, 12. I don't think I've got that many, but
That's
I'm
Mate.
gonna collect more. Like this bear,
My friend's roommate has over, I think he's got over like 300.
I'm not surprised.
He's got, and there's ones that are this like huge.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize
I didn't even know you could get them. I thought it was all meant to be small.
Yeah, me too. I went into like he showed me like his collection, and he's got like ones that like play out scenes.
Have you seen
He's mad.
Have you seen the Biggie Smalls
wow.
one?
Nah.
The
So
what one?
there's a Biggie Smalls one from his album cover.
That's
Is it
quality.
Born to Die?
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
baby.
with the
It's sitting
baby.
there. It's like a 6-inch one, like that wide. It's like 12 or 13 pounds. It's like I need to
Bro,
get
that's
it.
quality.
The
See,
thing is,
ones like that.
it just looks like such an expensive.
They're okay. They're about
Habit.
they're
Yeah,
about
but
£10.
over a length of time, it is
Yeah.
though. Do you know what I mean?
it is. I
'Cause,
don't,
like-
he must have, that guy, he's got, as I said, over 300. I don't know how much money.
It's addictive because
Yeah.
you go in somewhere thinking to buy something, and you see, oh, Funko Pops. Let me just pick up 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
like
or
characters.
they do like a deal like 3 for £10. You're like,
Bruv,
okay,
I'm
so
getting
I'm
that
gonna
Biggie
take
Smalls.
6 of them.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, say if you've like got to the point now where you've got your like collection of Funko Pops or whatever, you come home or whatever, you go upstairs, you go into your bedroom, you look at your collection, you just smile to yourself, innit? That sense of achievement, and you carry on doing whatever you're doing, innit?
What's next? James Gunn. James Gunn had an idea
Problematic
for
James
Drax
Gunn.
and a Mantis movie, and Marvel hasn't ruled it out. I wish they would.
But they need to rule it out.
They need to rule it out. That's a fucking
So what,
shit
sorry,
idea.
what was that? So James got...
He has an idea for a Drax and Mantis movie. I think he's kind of like overestimating how much we care about Drax and Mantis.
It was. It's
They have a good economy, but not enough where I can stretch out for a whole movie.
okay. They can do like maybe a 10-minute short in the DVD extras.
This whole thing about Drax is unbelievable. It's ridiculous because he's a shit character.
Fam.
So I've got a hot take.
Go on.
So somebody I know said that he's the funniest character in the Marvel universe.
No, but there's
No.
yeah, but
Okay.
He's the least. The least funny.
This is my thing.
Ryan,
This is my thing.
why though?
Drax makes me laugh because obviously he takes things to literally. innit?
literally, yeah.
That's why he's funny. But I don't think he's as everyone thinks like Drax is this kind of big comedic character. Like, nah, I don't know, man. I don't really want to see any more Drax.
Why? What's your beef?
It's not even because like even if you compare him to like his comic book counterpart, like it's not completely different. It's not that. It's just he's not funny. I don't care. I don't care that they've changed him from Drax
love
the
that.
Destroyer to
He's
this.
just not funny.
But like even from Guardians 1, yeah. None of his jokes have made me laugh, innit? Not one. I've sat there with like a straight face, thinking this is shit.
Right, you know what? Yeah.
Tough crap, right?
He lied because remember he said he didn't laugh in Infinity War. Yeah. They were so laughing.
He's a liar.
No, but Drax is no, brother. Listen, Drax, I was dying this hill. He's not funny, man. He's not.
Who's
Or
that?
if anything, in
Ryan,
Guardians
yeah,
1.
when he said someone's not funny, yeah, he literally lied on the pod. Said I didn't laugh at these.
But I didn't. He's,
Remember, I was sitting next to him and I saw him laughing at the joke. Laugh. This guy was.
At what part? Anyway, stay on track. Stay on track. If anything, yeah, Drax, yeah. If anything, he might have had a funny moment or two in Guardians 1. I know they've took it and run with it and made it some running gag when it's not funny. Like, relax, man.
Relax.
Okay.
I don't find Mantis funny at all, though.
No,
she's weird. She's weird.
She's weird
She's
and
weird.
awkward and says the wrong things at the wrong time.
So Drax 2.0 basically.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They don't need a film. They don't need their own short.
Imagine
they
a
don't need
whole
nothing.
film of that. Jeez.
Oh my god, that would kill me.
The point of it is that they're part of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's nice, and they got the
Yeah.
role.
Wouldn't you
films,
much
so-
rather see Rocket and Groot
Yeah.
I
and Drax
don't-
and Mantis?
Yeah, yeah.
Over
over.
them, yeah.
Yeah,
but
I'm saying I'm not saying you'd particularly be enthusiastic about
Yeah.
Rocket and Groot, but if you had a choice, you'd pick
Yeah.
them two.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Okay,
Yeah.
I would. Disney's Mulan is tracking for 85 million opening weekend. I see it happening. I'm still
What do
not
you
sure.
guys think about the changes to the movie, though?
What changes?
So the main ones.
No Mushu.
Yeah.
No Mushu.
What? Get out of here.
What
Yeah,
else?
exactly.
There's no. Is his name Shang-Li?
The boy, what the love interest?
Yeah. He's not in it anymore.
So she just doesn't have a
It's
love.
just her- yeah.
I think that's cool. Like I don't mind that.
I don't know if they've changed the villain to. There's no kind of magical fantasy behind
Yeah,
it.
didn't they change the villain to some witch?
Yes, they did. Yes,
So it's a female
yes,
against
yes.
female.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Lame.
Which is like it's done.
Yeah,
it's done.
like the point of it is that she fights the Mongolians.
Yeah, exactly, and it kind of takes away from the whole kind of truth element of Mulan because Mulan is based off an actual woman who went into the Chinese army.
I remember going to see Mulan like when I was a kid, like, and I remember like it was one of my favorite ones out of all of them because of how she approached the situation. So
Yeah.
like, what's the point of if it's a good film? Like if it's broke,
Don't fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the point? Like,
It doesn't make any sense.
I just don't really get any of these live action Disney films anyway. I haven't enjoyed one of them. I'm not gonna lie. I'll put that on record. I don't know about you guys.
When's Lion King
What?
meant to be coming out?
Did you like Lion
Lion
King?
King's
or,
been
like-
I
out,
haven't
bro.
watched it.
Yeah, no.
Lion King's
watch it.
been
Yeah, watch it.
out,
I
bro.
don't watch any of them Disney
That's
live
not
action
about
things.
the
Do you know
live
what?
action.
I've not seen like
animated.
it
Animated so
either.
much better.
I've not seen like it
Yeah,
either.
the
I'm
live-
not
yeah, I've
really
not seen the live
interested to see
action for
Lion
Lion
King.
King.
No, I've not seen it.
I've not seen it.
I'm not
interested to see
gonna
it.
watch any of
Has
them.
any of you seen any of them?
I've seen a few.
I
I
did you
liked.
watch Aladdin?
I hated the.
I've not watched Aladdin.
Hated Aladdin.
Yeah, me too.
I liked the Jungle Book.
I've seen the
I think
Jungle
I've
Book.
seen the
Actually, I
Jungle
have
Book,
watched
yeah.
The
that.
Jungle Book was like the first one.
Yeah,
like Jon
yeah.
Favreau.
And it was
I love Jon
I
Favreau.
actually quite like that. Though. I actually quite like that.
That was very, very well done. Very
Maybe
well
not
done.
his. I don't like. I'm not gonna lie. I probably don't like his films, but like I just like him as a
Yeah, as a
person.
person,
So I was
yeah.
like, it's cool. I'll watch. Like I'll give it a go. But
Beauty and the Beast was actually pretty good as well.
I've not
actually.
seen that.
That was actually pretty decent. But
Emma
after
Watson
that-
singing, man. That's my worst. I don't know.
I'm cracking up.
Hermione. I don't know. Like the song.
Do you know what? It works. It works. I don't know how they made it work, but
And
it does
Belle
work.
is like my favorite one as well, like Princess, because she's just like she likes books and stuff, innit? Like
She
so,
reads.
yeah. I don't know about that, but cool.
But yeah, no more Disney live action, man. After this year, I'm kind of tired of it. Like, just keep.
Where are
running
they
it.
gonna go? Just make money.
Well,
off of
Lilo
the
and
sub-
Stitch is next, apparently.
Oh
so,
yeah, and all the Star Wars shit. Yeah, okay.
God. Okay,
We're
mental
getting,
time.
we're getting less original movies and now just more remakes of other stuff.
Yeah.
Did you hear
Remakes
about?
are easy to make.
Sad,
though.
it's
Did you
sad.
hear
a
about
bit.
they wanted to make a remake of Back to the Future?
Yeah, and the guy said no.
Why?
He said
Yeah.
no chance.
Yeah.
He
No
said it's not
chance.
happening. I can't remember
not
what. I
selling
can't
my
remember the quote
story,
in it, in
bro.
a specific quote. I can't remember what he said.
They will though, won't they? They will.
And we'll watch
wait
it.
for it.
And we'll watch it.
Look at the Ghostbusters film that's coming out.
That did terrible, innit?
No, there's another one.
No,
coming
no,
up, bro.
sorry, yeah, we
Ghostbusters.
will go on to that because
Okay.
that's what the main topic is. But like, there's actually a new one, and they're kids, aren't they? Like,
I don't
it's
know.
got it's got the kid from
Stranger Things. Isn't
Stranger
it?
Things.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Life is Strange.
Life is-
But yeah, like I
Thanks
just
for that.
think Yeah, I just think.
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Main topic
All right,
time.
because we only got half an hour left. We got.
Sorry.
We were late.
Too
today.
active. Too active. If
All right,
anything.
cool. Name topic time. So we're talking about women in movies.
One of them women.
Rishi wanted to talk about this, so
Sure.
And it was a great thing to talk about as well, most certainly.
kick things off for us. Kick
Kick things off. I don't know. Like I thought I was being interviewed, didn't it? So like,
No,
I mean,
I'm joking. We just wanted to talk about. I don't know.
Actually,
representation, right?
Before we actually do it, like, just
Representation.
tell people about yourself real quickly, like a little 2 minute.
Yeah, I'm from Southeast London, born and raised. Never been anywhere else. I like film. I like games. I like eating food, and I like gym. I study film, and I'm a video editor for like a production company at the moment,
Sick.
and working with Nerd Council.
Sick.
That's pretty much me. Like, I'm just pop. I just love pop culture, like and stuff. So that's it, really.
Awesome. Okay, let's get into this. All right, so kick us off. Go.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about, obviously, because Birds of Prey got a lot of slack. And I think it was unjust slack. It was a fine film. It wasn't a bad film. It wasn't a great film, but it didn't, I feel like, yeah, there's obviously more representation going on at the moment, and I just thought, where do we go from here? And when is there ever going to be a chance where women in film, there's not going to be like a controversy over it?
Right,
do you know what I mean?
right.
Like, when is it going to be chill or...
Normalized.
Yeah, I want to just normalise. Obviously, it's going to take time, but it's mad to think that it has to take time.
Do you think when say a woman movie or female
Women in
movie,
movie, yeah.
does necessarily bad? Do you think the what's called the feedback is more negative than it would be, for example, a normal movie?
Yeah, like I think when all eyes there's all eyes are on the film when it's like either female led or like directed or whatever, or sometimes it doesn't even get noticed.
Yeah,
sometimes.
True.
Like I think, like for example, is what's the lady's name? The Little Women, Greta Wig. Oh, I forgot her name. Well, anyway, the director, she didn't even get nominated, so that was the point. That there wasn't enough women
Nominated
that won it.
true.
Best film, but she got nominated for everything else. Like it was mental.
Cool.
And yeah, I do think they get scrutinized a bit more. I do have a con, or like I do have an argument against that though.
Go on.
So like Charlie's Angels came out last year. Elizabeth Banks,
The new one,
You know
yeah.
Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah.
So that actress, so she directed it. And I just think so. It got slated, absolutely slated. So her argument was, you don't want to see women in these kind of roles. Like that was the reason why it's getting so much like audiences are not ready, or they don't like seeing women in these kind of roles.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the case. I think
all.
the film was just very bad.
Yeah.
So there are times when I'm willing, I'll call out when it needs to be called out. I'm here for it, but I also just think how are you going to take such an old-fashioned misogynistic idea? Because I think that Charlie's Angels is a misogynistic idea. Like it's like some old pimp telling these girls to go out and do his bits.
Yeah.
Like I just think it's an old way, and I just think the casting was a bit like it just looked a bit naff. It wasn't going to be that.
The
deep.
marketing wasn't done well as
The
well.
marketing was not done well. Like the song was a bit like Ariana Grande and Miley Cyrus and
What's the name?
yeah,
Another one. Yeah.
But yeah, like they had like the trio coming, and it was just a bit like I just think, I was just
It was weak.
but it was just an action film.
Yeah. Do you think
Like it's not that deep. Like it's got like, do you know what I mean? But saying that, I get where she's coming from to a certain extent, because I think that Fast and Furious to a certain degree is whack, and everyone has a giggle about it and a laugh about it, and but it gets away with it in a way. So maybe that was her stance of like
to give the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, to give her the benefit of the doubt.
There's a lot of shit movies.
There's a lot of
franchises that get free passes.
That seem to not get the headlines that it.
Do you think Charlie's Angels suffered the same fate of other movies of being a remake? Because obviously there's obviously Charlie Angels
So
came out in the 2000s.
Ghostbusters, even that.
I would say not necessarily because it's a female movie, but
It's a remake.
it's a remake of
It's
the
a
other Charlie's
remake,
Angels,
and
which
there's
I
like
kinda
it's
like.
gatekeeping essentially, isn't it? Like that's what it is. It's people. It's these people holding on to something that they think they own and not liking it when someone who also likes it and understands it wants to
have a go at
have
it.
a go, get a representation.
With Ghostbusters, that was crazy because in like the run up to the release of the film or whatever, like it was like a magnifying scope, wasn't it? In terms of like no one focused on the movie. Like,
It was
just like, oh,
people
it's
cared about it.
yeah.
They were women.
Female
Yeah.
lens,
Is that they were
female
women.
lens.
That was the
Literally,
only
That's
thing.
the thing, yeah.
Every headline
Yeah.
you read, any article,
Yeah.
whatever, it was about, do you think it will work because it's women, this and that and the
So
other.
why is that the... Yeah, why are
I
we
think
talking
a lot
about
of people
this
want
now?
a lot of people want
yeah.
the movie to fail. So be like, oh, see, we told you.
Yeah.
Kind of like
The media don't help as well
It's like
because
the
it
video help.
causes it causes clicks, it causes like views, it gets people get like talking.
And the way they'll market some people, they're marketing a way to alienate male fans.
It's weird because it's like,
Yeah,
Why
maybe
is-
that's what I've seen.
Some men would have felt, not that they had anything against it,
Yeah.
but they would have also felt like the movie wasn't for them to enjoy.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's for women. No, just go and watch it.
Just go
bro.
and watch it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, like go and watch it, bro. Like
just a
literally,
movie,
like,
innit?
it's just a
Like,
movie.
it was just weird to me because it's like they were almost asking or critiquing the fact that women can't be Ghostbusters. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
how
yeah.
the fuck does that
It's
make
not
any
that
sense?
deep.
What criteria?
Ghostbusters-
What criteria
What
is
do you
it to
need
be
to
a
have on your
Ghostbuster?
CV to be a Ghostbuster?
Point the gun and shoot. Like,
Ghostbusters ain't real. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
But then with that, I think it's also the film. I don't think that was that very good. I think it was a little bit it wasn't clever. The jokes fell flat slightly. So that's what I mean. I'm here to call it out when I need to call it out. Like
Yeah.
I just think yes, it did get scrutinized way more than it needed to. Like and Charlie's Angels as well. I'm sure it's a fine film. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to be bad, but it's probably not the best. So you know, like I get it.
do you think there's an issue with people, aside from women being like the leading actresses or actors in the film, do you think there's also an issue with female directors and when they produce content, it's
They
almost
don't get
like,
enough hype.
not enough hype and too much scrutiny as well?
I think they get a lot like unnoticed. So Lynn Ramsey, I don't know if you've heard of Lynn Ramsey. So she did You Were Never Really Here. So that's Joaquin Phoenix's. It's a film he did before the Joker, and essentially, it's one of his. I feel like it was the role he was gearing up, I feel like it was the role that he took influence from to do the Joker.
Okay.
Do I think I feel like that was a film that was within the circuit, like with critics and stuff, everyone knew about it. But like worldwide,
General
not a lot
public,
of people don't
yeah.
know about it.
Yes, I don't know about
Yeah, it's a good film, quality film. Like it's very was so well made, like really like. But I would say I would say the Joker is good because of that film, and she did it, like she directed it, like that's how I saw it. Like when I've watched both films, obviously one after I watched her one first and then the Joker, and I just think that she probably didn't get the credit that. But then Todd Howard.
Yeah.
Phillips.
Yeah.
Sorry, Todd Phillips. He got like a lot of like social commentary. Look what he's doing. Thank
acclaimed,
God,
didn't it?
critically acclaimed. And it's
Like
a
awards,
fucking DC
yeah.
film. Like not in a rude way,
Yeah.
but it is. Like I don't mean to. I'm not.
Like
I'm
DC
not.
film's
I
gonna
don't mean to be a.
do
I am
what it needs to do anyway.
Yeah.
On the back because it's a DC film.
Yeah.
And I
That's what
feel
it was.
like her film, obviously, as I said, it got critical acclaim.
But not just a.
But as I said, you know, everyone. I'm the only person in the room that's seen it.
Why do you think, for example, like say they put two films together, say Girls Trip, that did well for
Girls
example,
Trip.
compared to another female film that doesn't well. What do you think the difference there?
So Girls Trip, I like Girls Trip. I liked it because I liked the representation. I liked the stories of I liked the way she was I liked her backstory, like Queen Latifah's backstory of she's working on the article and stuff like that. It was cool. It was just cool to see them in different, and I think that's why it worked. Tiffany's a bit problematic in it. I was a bit she's just a bit of a goon in it, but that's what she plays,
That's
fine.
what she is, yeah.
But I kind of liked Jada Pinkett's character. She was looking for the young man in it.
Yeah.
She was an older lady not feeling confident, but then I like that, and I think it worked because we're seeing them in different scenarios. It's not a stereotype. There's not do you know what I mean? We're seeing them. It's organic. It's you want to see how they play out, and you're interested, and that's what I don't know. It made me warm to them, and I was like, oh, I'd like to see. It's different. Do you get what I mean? It's different, and I think that's why Ocean's 8 didn't. I feel like that was another film that everyone went mental about.
Yeah.
Women taking up the brand or whatever like that, and I think. One, shut up. But two, I feel I don't. But then the argument was also just make their own film. But I was just I get it to a certain extent. But then I'm a bit no, they're just doing. And maybe they didn't like it because it was these women don't fit these roles.
Yeah.
So it was they were trying to shoehorn it in. So I think the reason why Girls Trip works is because it felt real. Do you know what I mean? And it was
do
cool.
you think? Do you think the fact that also Girls Trip was majority black cast kind of amplified its success in any kind of way.
Because a lot of black people do go to like support it and
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think there was that. I remember seeing like a Twitter feed where it was just like support, it, like go and see, and like we're complaining that we're not getting represented, but
What we do, we need
there
to
is stuff
support.
out there to watch to
Yeah.
go and see it. So I think there was a good. I think because it was after Black Panther in it, so it was like that
That
It carried that buzz,
hype
yeah.
train.
Yeah,
so it
yeah,
was cool. Like
definitely,
it was just
definitely.
like let's go and do it. So yeah, for sure. But I genuinely like I would say it's a decent film. I'd happily recommend it. Do you know
I
what I mean?
also say
I'll
with
watch it
Girls
again.
Trip, because I think because we knew Queen Latifah, we knew Jada Pickett, we know the characters already.
Nice cast.
So for example, to Charlie's Angels, the characters that play the Charlie Angels, we don't necessarily know them. Compared
Well,
to
it's Kieran Stewart.
What's her name?
Kirsten
Stewart.
Kirsten Stewart.
but
sorry.
compared to the characters in Jail Strip, they have more of
she
a
was the
profile
only
for
one-
themselves.
I think, and I think to be fair to Kirsten as well.
because obviously actors they carry movies, right?
Yeah.
So a lot
And
of people
yeah.
go to see a movie, not
You're
just go
right.
to the movie, just go see the actor
Yeah.
specifically. So
It
do
was
think-
weird to see Kirsten there.
And actually, yeah, it was.
It was weird to see her
Yeah.
there. like,
I still see
yeah.
her as this like kind of serious actress, does like the drama pieces type
But
thing.
I will say, I do think it's. I don't even like saying that it's weird to see her there because I think that it's again we're scrutinizing her. Like I
Yeah.
think as an actress, like no male cast there we wouldn't be like, well, that was a bit weird. You shouldn't have been there.
I think
But
I think it depends. I think
Fair
it depends
enough.
on their
Yeah.
back
Sure.
story.
Like
Yeah.
catalogue of
Yeah, the back
films.
catalogue
But I
of what
also
films they've
think
done. Yeah,
Kirsten's like the way her publicity has been like played out for her, like
Mm-hmm. true.
the way all these magazines make up stuff, and then the bit where she was like caught with that director, and I don't know if you guys remember that.
I
but
remember
there-
it vaguely in a car
yeah,
or
so there was
something,
all of that stuff, and then it was like, and then she came out, and then it was like there was all like, yeah, it's like I feel like she's under a microscope, and I do think it's because she's a woman, like standard. Like so, even me saying that, I'm a bit like I don't feel good, but I'm not gonna lie. When I saw it, I was a bit like, oh, okay, she's in an action film now, and yeah, so it is
branching out. Yeah.
There's more. There's so many layers to this. You know what I mean? It's not just.
Like it also
it's not
comes
just
down
A.
to misogyny. I think a lot of people give more of a unknown male actor
Yeah.
more of a chance.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay, I'm
yeah.
not gonna watch that
Yeah, yeah.
compared to a female.
I have to say I agree with
So
that.
it's like that's
definitely.
something on a society level, not necessarily just movies. It happens on society as well, you know. So it's something we have to combat on that aspect before we can change it.
A star's personality and a star's like story
Mm-hmm.
outside of the film has influence on. It doesn't matter what character they're playing.
True.
You see them for them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see them. You see her for Kirsten Stewart. Do you know what I mean? So you're like, you remember everything you've read about her.
Yeah.
So we're not on a good foot already. Do you know what I mean? So I just think it's not fair. Do you know what I mean? I think to some extent it's not that fair.
All right. So what about moments when
Yes.
it's been done right?
Mate, Bridesmaids.
Yesterday, you know.
My theory is that every film since Bridesmaids has tried to be Bridesmaids. Because I do think, I don't know, but did you watch it?
I've
Did
seen
everyone
Bridesmaids.
watch it?
I've seen
I didn't
Bridesmaids.
get to watch it.
Ryan didn't get to watch it.
I'm going to watch it tonight.
Watch it.
I'm gonna
It's
watch it tonight.
quality.
I know,
I
I'll message
think
in the
it's
chat.
what did you? Well, Ludo, what did you think about it? Timmy, what did you think about it?
Funny enough, I remember that I'd actually seen it beforehand.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
so it actually is a good film, good quality writing, good funny moments, like good casting. Like,
Comes naturally, nothing. She
Yeah.
like
One thing I really like is all the characters in it, all the bridesmaids, they all had very fleshed out, deep characters as
fleshed
well.
out, like
And that's what
layers.
if you look at them as characters, you look at them, they're
This is the
characters important because
bimbo.
they're women. Yeah, exactly.
This
Just
is
characters
the
that they had
yeah,
very
like-
fleshed out, very important
Yeah.
story to tell.
Like-
And also, I really loved how her life was such a mess. No matter what she's trying to do, every part of her life was such a mess and chaos. And you can relate to that. You don't have to be a woman, just relate. Oh, you're just chaos. Everyone suffers chaos in the same way.
Yeah.
And that's why I loved about it as well.
Yeah, like I think the model of that, a full female led, like or led cast, main cast is like that's for me. That's the example of where it worked, and it got the reception and it got the critique because
It did well
it
in box
deserved
office,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, because it deserved it once, and nobody didn't have anything to say bad about it
Yeah.
because they couldn't. There was nothing no one could say because it was organic.
Plus,
Do you know
also
what I
you say they
It
picked
worked.
the actors that played them. They were actors that had standing in the world of acting already as well.
True.
So
And I just think with Ocean's.
What was the cast? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Kirsten Wiig. Shit.
Come on. I know faces and names.
you know
Do you know,
their
have you watched
faces.
Kimmy Schmidt? Have you watched Kimmy Schmidt? Ryan's like,
but
nah.
you know their
Kimmy
faces,
Schmidt
yeah.
is quality,
But
by the way.
is it something
Watch
to
that.
like say if I
Kimmy Schmidt is
just
quality.
say if I just changed the channel and it was on?
You'd watch it.
But I
would-
think it works because you don't really know the characters. So this is when you don't really know who they are. You don't know any of the actresses in it. So it kind of it intrigues you to get to know them. So this is as I said, you don't have that you don't have any premeditated
Preconceived
thoughts.
notions,
yeah.
You're not thinking, oh yeah, this person's bad, or oh I know her, or from this or that. It felt a lot of these women were on Saturday
Night Live.
So they
yeah.
were working up there. A lot of them were comedians themselves, and I just think it's Melissa McCarthy. So it's one of her first roles.
Yeah.
This is the only Melissa McCarthy role that I think works, because I think, if I'm honest, I think she just makes fat jokes all the time, and I don't like it. Like, I think, if I'm honest, I think fat jokes are the worst type of comedy. Like, in my like, I just think they're one of the lowest of the lows. Like, I don't think
it's easily done.
It's easy, and that's the problem with Rebel Wilson.
Yeah.
Like, I just think it's a shame that, I know she's got to do what she's got to do, but at the end of the day, it's just a bit like, don't be a clown. Like, you're better than this. Like, you don't have to do this. But in Melissa McCarthy, and this is very, like, she's eccentric.
Mm-hmm.
She's obviously she does play for laughs here and there, but it's not, I don't think she's the butt of every joke. And she comes through, do you know what I mean? And there's a bit in it where she, like, helps the main character. As you said, everybody has got a part to play. And I think that's important for any film. Why is a character here? What is it? It's not just because of how they act. We need them to just do this or do that. They actually play a part into the story. So yeah, and I think maybe that's why Ghostbusters and stuff hasn't really worked, because they haven't fleshed it out really.
Or it could be a case of
these films are written by people who it's not like they're written by men, and they're not they're not understood.
Do you think a female-led movie should always be written and directed by?
No, because to be fair, like Bridesmaids is directed by a man, so it's like, I get it. It's not. I don't want to. It's not about excluding men.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just about opening up the conversation and just being a bit more, trying to be a bit, not seeing stuff as a stereotype. Just like when you want to get more black people into the film. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to exclude white people. You just want to get them to be on the. You need to get them to understand. You just want them to be like, look, like, this is what we can bring. So.
Do you think the problem is remakes? Because
like, there's no, so like Jane Bond.
Yeah, like, kind of just if you've already remade something that's already been done, especially something that's like obviously traditionally male led, the issue then falls with, how do you write that to not be corny?
Before we get to that, what remake has been done that's done well has been perceived better than the original?
With a girl, can I say Star Wars remake, like, as in a redo? Or a rehash, or because I think Rey is pretty good. Like, I like Rey as a character.
But the general public hate him.
Yeah,
I think Rey as a character.
Because I think, but that's the gatekeeping.
But do you feel like, so say, I can't think of a remake offhand that's been good, but say, for example, there was or something, I've got a feeling that there will be a lot of men out there that if they've seen something which is like their property or whatever, and then they've seen a woman come along and do it, no matter how good it is, they're not going to change their mind. They're not going to think that this female character can do it better than their favourite male character. I'm sorry,
but then again, it goes to the back to the point is, we can't think of a remake that's been done well, though. So
it's
now it makes it harder. It makes it harder for the female character to say, okay, there's a remake, how am I going to take this good person?
There's not that much evidence to actually support what I'm saying. I admit that.
I get what you mean. I mean, imagine if, I'm trying to think of imagine if it was Jane Bond. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that it shouldn't happen, but to a certain extent, I'm just a bit like, just make a cool spy film about a woman. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I think it's not because I don't think...
They tried Charlie's Angels, but as you said, that's misogynistic.
Yeah, but I don't, it's not that... I just think... I know a lot of people like James Bond, but I just think James Bond is just an old... Like, I think, like, I don't like it. I think it's an old way of, like, I just think it's outdated, personally. I know they've changed it and stuff, but there was even
So the movies that work, Bridesmaids and Girls Trip, those are just natural or organic movies. They're not remakes or anything.
Yeah, I guess Girls Trip is trying to do Bridesmaids a little bit, but it's still its own kind of thing, and I appreciate it.
I guess it's just the theme of, like, girls going together, doing stuff.
Or coming together, and have testing their relationship as well, and having to fight through that, and coming together.
Which has been done loads of times by male-led films as well. So it's not even like it's alien or weird or anything.
So I'll say the important thing of this is original movies then.
Yeah, because
then again, original movies, we need to support those original movies.
Well, yeah, like, so a couple of original movies I've got them put down. Lady Bird, that's not, it's women, so it's directed by a woman and it's female-led. Pretty good. It's about, like, it's a really good film. It hit me deep. Like, it's mad, and I think it's something that it's not just a woman's thing. It's a teenage thing. It's a puberty thing, and I think that is something that we could all watch and we can all understand.
So it's like a coming of age movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love coming of age movies.
I do like them. They hit deep more than they should do, but yeah.
What did you think of Captain Marvel?
So,
Because I liked it.
so what I think when we had the discussion, I think my issue was with,
Was that
the
issue?
time. It was the timing of the film, the timing of the film itself, because I think it was kind of just shoehorned in to kind of fill the gap of the films that were leading up to Infinity War and Endgame and stuff like that. So I don't think it was like,
felt rushed.
yeah, like her as a character, I did like in a sense. What's her name again? What's her name?
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson. I think she does the role decent enough, but I think there were moments with her character that have issues, as opposed to her playing the role itself.
One thing me and Ryan had issues with is just in terms of every other character, their power scaling will start off low, then they build up through the movies.
Yeah.
She started off like on 100.
She
from
started
the
like-
beginning.
That's the what's it called? Mary
Sue. Yeah, she was brought in to be like the OP, you know, savior type thing, unbeatable, unstoppable. And I think a lot of people had the issue with it because also she was a woman coming in to save the day.
But also because obviously what Marvel did for the movies, they started with everyone. Everyone started from the bottom. Like so before, he's not as strong as he was in Infinity War or whatever.
Yeah.
Iron Man, he ain't got the same suit. It's different. Captain America, Hulk even. Like, you know, they start with the power scale. They level up each movie. She started from at the top. That's what say there's an
But
issue.
wasn't the point? I thought the point of the film was kind of like to put us as Earth in perspective, to be kind of like, bruv, like there's so much other shit going on in other universes. Like it's not all about your struggles.
I had the same viewpoint on Captain Marvel as you kind of did on Birds of Prey. Because
Yes.
you know you said that it got a lot of criticism, but you thought it was like unwarranted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought like it wasn't perfect.
It
but
wasn't perfect.
I didn't think it was amazing, Captain Marvel, but I didn't think it was bad.
No,
Like,
it wasn't
Yeah,
bad.
no,
It was an
but it got a
enjoyable.
lot of criticism,
yeah.
but I still enjoyed it.
It's watchable.
And that was how I felt about Birds of Prey as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think Brie Larson also gets a lot of slack as well.
She did.
She gets a lot of criticism.
She gets a lot.
She got so much.
She's like she's unfriendly, but that's my point is that you don't get this for guys. Do you know
Yes,
what I mean?
a lot of it's out of bounds criticism.
Tom Hardy has done a lot of bad things.
Yeah.
Fucking people love him. People love him. People can't get enough of him. Oh, it's just the way he is or
he
whatever
is
like
like
that.
like a little cult within like acting. People love Tom Hardy.
People love Tom Hardy, but like he's miserable as fuck. Like he's moody. He can be like hard to work with. But then Brie Larson goes on a show and she's quite not cocky, but she's
Confident, yeah.
confident. But it gets perceived as
gets-
cocky.
yeah,
It gets perceived as being arrogant,
Yeah,
and
people don't like seeing that, innit?
they run
Yeah.
with it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just
It goes back to the thing where people don't like seeing confidence or cockiness unless it's a white male.
yeah.
It goes back to that.
Yeah.
If it's not confidence
Yeah, I mean,
from white male,
even a black
kinda
man can go and they do it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not.
true.
I'm not.
Like example,
yeah.
that's why they hate John Boyega. Like, how dare he?
How dare you
yeah,
be
yeah.
confident? How
Yeah,
dare
yeah,
you,
yeah.
kind
Even
of...
Daniel Kaluuya as well, like because he does what he wants.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
And they hate
he's
that.
just kind of like like whatever.
That's what it goes back to as well. Look, also that even goes back to back to my point is like Kill Bill. Everyone loves Kill Bill. Why do you think everyone loves Kill Bill?
Because
That's original.
I'll tell you
It's
why.
Quentin Tarantino.
Tarantino's.
It's Quentin
It's Quentin
Tarantino,
Tarantino.
and it's from the male gaze. So
Okay.
the male gaze is kind of like a theory of like stuff that's made for men, basically.
Yeah.
And like if gaze is in GAZE, because people sometimes think I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
gaze.
yeah,
Gaze. I think it's just because it's. Yeah, there's something about it. It's for men. Like it's made by men.
100%.
It's made for men.
100%. I've never thought about it like that. But if you ask,
It's made
if
for
you
men.
if you ask like anyone, like the general target audience for Kill Bill is definitely men.
Yeah.
If you ask a lot of males, what's your favorite Quentin Tarantino film? Kill Bill.
Kill Bill.
It's
'Cause it's a
mine
fetish.
as well.
It's like a
Well, actually, it's my
fetish thing,
second behind Pulp Fiction. But
I just think it's kind of like you put because that's what I mean. Even the girl in the girl with the like the bombinography
Yeah.
with the skirt, like she's wearing and they have that fight.
yeah.
It's very sexualized. It's hyper sexualized. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I just think it's for the men. It's for the guys. I like it though. I do enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a good film.
Yeah, I can enjoy it. I can appreciate it.
But you can call it spade a spade,
Call
isn't it?
Call it out, yeah.
Call it spade a spade, but at the same time, you know
I'll
that
call it out, but like
it's an enjoyable film.
I enjoy it out. Yeah.
Shit, that's my train of thought.
That's all right. There's a lot of thinking going on. A lot of
Brianna of
stuff.
Tarth. We put that into. What do you mean by that?
You put Brianna on top.
Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
I think, I mean,
Oh, so good on TVs? Like, what is that what you want to... Good characters, good
Just in
TV
general,
characters?
Yeah, she's talking about like female characters. 'Cause a lot of people,
a lot of people were split in terms of her relationship with Jamie. People said like, did he have to go like to physical?
No,
I didn't like it.
Do you need? Does a woman need a love interest all the time to validate her as a character?
Do you know what the issue was? Personally, I think the issue was that because she was such a masculine woman, that was the issue between her having a relationship with Jamie.
Yeah,
because if she wasn't,
because that was the point of why Cersei didn't like Cersei didn't like her anyway, because she just saw her as like a brute.
Conventionally, she wasn't an attractive woman, so how can she be in a relationship
But
with...
the point, but besides all of this, the point of Game of Thrones is that they didn't give a shit about writing any of the characters afterwards, so it lost it.
Yeah,
so
true,
when it was coming up, I did like it, but her, sorry, spoilers, but her crying in the courtway as he leaves is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's what because she was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, 100%.
She was one of my favorite characters because of the way she was viewed by everyone in the show as the other characters, like you said, by Cersei, whatever. And sort of the way that over the course of the series, everyone, a lot of people loved her. She changed their perception, even in the show. Even like you said, Jamie started to like fall for her, or whatever.
But they had something going on from the start, though. Like, you know,
They had a
unspoken relationship, I would say.
Yeah, because obviously she took him as prisoner.
And
maybe Stockholm syndrome setting for Jamie. I don't know, but obviously as it developed,
but then they became equals, though.
Yeah.
So then they could work together. But then, as I said, because they just lost it at the end, I don't even consider it as the story. Like, when I see the end of that Game of Thrones, or whatever.
Yeah, season 8 doesn't count.
Like I don't think the idea of them having a relationship is alien. I think it was just everything that came, I guess, kind of during and after it. Like I said, the whole way crying scene is not. It's not her. Yeah, it's not her.
It's not her.
She would have just been like, fuck you, bro.
Some rom-com type nonsense, bro.
Fuck you, bro. On to next.
Because everyone came together on that. And you know what I mean? I think we had our female characters. I think that's the time when we had their backs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think everybody came together. So that's what I mean. There is room for it, guys. Like, there is room for like
also
people to come
does a
together.
female character need a love interest to push a character forward?
No.
No way.
No.
Because she wasn't going to have him. Do you know what I mean? As I said, they were on levels and they were just going to work together.
That like
They just
Brienne,
had a connection.
that could have worked without Jamie.
It could have.
And it would have.
And I still would have. She still would have been one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, and it would have, because it was nice for what they had. But yeah, they would have just been on par, and they would have just saved the kingdom.
It probably would have been better if the love was unspoken. Like they knew they had finished it for each other, but they couldn't act on it.
It was
and it would have been perfect.
Arya Stark was also one of my favorite characters. That last season with her,
Bruv,
I didn't need any of that. She was just my favorite character because I thought her character was cool.
Yeah, 100%. And then they ended up giving her like a whole sex scene.
So it can work. It can work, but that's what I mean. But that's bad writing. That's what I'm saying. So it's bad writing. It's bad producing. It's bad.
Lazy.
Like, it's not knowing. It's just going. Oh yeah, sex, innit? Women. They like.
They like sex.
They're like men, innit?
You know.
So, but that's what lazy. But before that, you could see how well written it was.
It can be done.
Arya, so you didn't even think about Arya being
even before, this wasn't Arya and obviously Arya and what's his name again?
Gendry.
Wasn't like their relationship kind of similar to
even Jamie's and
Jamie and Brienne?
Yeah.
It was obviously connection.
The connection
but
there.
They were just friends. They didn't need to then fall in love with each other. It wasn't.
But obviously, he had a connection more than friends. Because obviously he said he wanted to marry her.
He had feelings for her, obviously, but she was like, nah, and they should have just kept it as the friendship group.
Yeah.
I think with Game of Thrones in general, I think it's one of the shows I can see where everyone loved the female characters because of how different they were.
Good.
Like,
they were like,
obviously you got the ones that were obviously more written for the male gaze, but some of the characters,
they weren't 2D. They all had a purpose.
Yes, absolutely. Like it was just well done before that.
They weren't written for the men. Do you know what I mean? Do you know, like they were?
I think these movies, men always have to be shoehorned in.
Sorry.
Do you think in these type of movies or shows or whatever that's the certain female characters, men always
like that
have to be
I know.
pushed in.
Sorry, I know we got to wrap up, but even that the Infinity War bit, where all the women come together. Oh my! That was my worst nightmare.
Do you know what?
The bit where the wasp is like strutting. Is that the wasp? No, not the wasp.
This bear, like all.
Sorry,
okay.
is that?
So my issue with that scene is this. Yeah, like. In the cinema, during the hype and everything, it looked
didn't even
good,
do anything.
But at the same time, it's like when you really look at it and you analyze it, it was just such a
forced.
It was a forced moment. But
obviously,
it was a forced moment that could have been done so much better. Where you could have had them actually doing something as opposed to it was a stand there and look pretty moment. And that's what I really bugged about it.
The idea that they separated it. And all the guys were all laying on the floor.
Everyone,
it's like
everything stopped for that one moment.
And it's just like, but then it didn't even come of anything.
It was just
because Captain Marvel just went and
did everything by herself.
It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense, and it was annoying because like I get the lead up to it, obviously collecting the gauntlet from Spider-Man. I'll go wrap up. Collecting the gauntlet from Spider-Man. And then, obviously, Tori, she has help, and they all stand behind her.
Cheesy.
And look, okay, on first glance, you think, okay, they're gonna do some bits, they're gonna do some mad scene, they're gonna do some bet action.
And they did.
She flies off, they fly off, and then it's like,
and it's done.
Ting, ting, ting. Oh, back to the men, and it's like.
Shoehorned in.
Do you know?
Do I think that Michael, what's his name? Feige was
Kevin Feige.
Yeah, Kevin Feige. Michael. Sorry, Kevin. Sorry. Wanted diversity? No. Basically, because he don't know what's he doing. He thought that was enough. But
okay, let's wrap up.
Let's wrap up. Sorry. But basically, just flesh out your characters. Book smart. That's another good example of a female-led film, which is quality.
Matilda as well.
Matilda
as well.
Mate, full circle, bro. We've come first, full circle.
Cool, wrapping
up. Wrap it up.
Thanks for having me on. I should come on it more, man.
Hey, definitely.
Well, yeah, come on from behind the camera, come on the couch, innit?
Behind the front of the camera.
Announcements.
There will be stuff coming.
Yeah.
There is stuff coming.
Don't
more
say
details,
we don't have anything.
More details coming on our Call of Duty tournament with
revamp. Can we talk about a revamp?
Xbox. Yes, we can talk about the revamp. So obviously we're in season 5 now. Yes, we're doing things differently.
Stay tuned.
So new logo, new stuff, new revamp, new ideas. Lots of stuff coming. Stay tuned. Stay peeled. Anything else?
Do the tags.
Yeah, don't forget the hashtag.
Hashtag the Nerd Council.
You know it.
Follow us on Instagram. Why don't you not like follow us on Instagram? You like follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram too.
Timmy's been doing very good.
We post pretty pictures on Instagram, you know.
We'll push it more.
Follow us on Insta.
Rush, give your socials.
It is Roshi2591. That's my Twitter. That's where I'm more active. And Roisin_India.
What about the
Instagram?
Your foodies?
Oh, I've started a food gram.
Yeah, food gram.
It always makes me hungry on it, bro.
I've started a food gram. It's called Eat Like a Queen.
Exactly.
So,
I know. All right.
so yeah, follow it.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Show us some love.
Because we love you.
Tell your friends.
Subscribe to be a part of the Nerd Council.
Tell your auntie, tell your cousin, tell your niece, tell your nephew,
man.
tell everyone.
Not everyone. You can tell that many people.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Over and out.
Over and out.
Until next time.
Say peace.
Bye. Peace.
There we go.